Hello, Cartoon Casey here to tell you this video is brought to you by Squarespace, making website design easy for us cartoon characters because we don't have hands. So in today's video, I'm going to be yapping about hiatuses. I recently went through a hiatus for, actually, if you don't know what a hiatus is, it's just a break. They're on a hiatus. And I recently went on, well, technically my third hiatus for Sketch Scouts, and I created a comic just to let everyone know that the comic is not dead. It will be coming back. Now, was there a 2.5 year long hiatus between these? Yes, but we don't talk about that. About 6 months into posting the comic twice a week, I moved. I was moving from Victoria, BC to Vancouver, BC. It was a huge move. It was a big life situation. I was stressed. I was overwhelmed. A lot was going on. And the comic being something I'm just doing for fun, not paying the bills, it was something that needed to be cut. Like these faces that didn't make the cut. What in the hell are these faces? Clearly, I needed to go on a hiatus and think about what I've done. Also, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm super stressed, sometimes I don't want to be creative because I'm super stressed. Then I found out about my anxiety. Anyway, I'm not the fastest artist. I need a good solid sketch before I jump in there, but I do also remember Sketch Scouts was started as a very loose drawing, sort of messy line art sort of style. And oh boy, that's our first hiatus announcement comic. Look at the copy paste. I mean, no shame to copy and pasting. I do my fair share of copying and pasting in my comics, but this is the same 4 panels, the red brushed background, the very thin font that I have thickened up over time. But hey, you know what? I did move the flies around, so go me. So as our first hiatus announcement, 52 pages isn't bad, especially because I don't make comics, and my last attempted comics were 2 and 3 pages long, so look at me go. Are you ready for the smoothest transition between 2 different comics you've ever seen in your life? Because you're already witnessing it and you didn't even notice. That's right, we're building right off of the copy and paste situation from the previous comic, and we're just moving that first panel right along there, and look at that, the first panel is done. Now at this point, oh gosh, how much time has passed? 8 months. I think around 8 months has passed between at least actual comic updates. A pretty hefty hiatus, if I do say so myself. My character is rotting away. You know, at this point, some would say that you would be dead and you'd never come back from life, but oh my gosh, I'm back from the dead. Don't ask me how that works, it just does. You know, maybe I'm just trying to represent the comic in a way that you might think the comic is dead because it hasn't advanced in months, but don't worry, the comic is still alive, it's just hibernating. Oh, hibernation would be a very cute alternative word. I should start saying I'm going on hibernation. It's cuter than hiatus. Then I can draw myself all curled up like a bear. But you know what? We all know hiatus is around the corner any moment. So basically, I'll draw it next time. On one hand, I really like the idea of hibernation because it's like you're taking a rest, you're regaining your strength, you're powering up. However, hibernation doesn't exactly give the best impression of wanting to create something. It sounds more like you're lazy and you want to sleep. I guess that's more of what an art block is. It's a block. It's a block. It's blocking you. Hibernation is, well, it's about that time. I'm gonna take an 8-month nap, I guess. You can already tell that the art block, or whatever you want to call it, has gone away quite a bit just because the 4 panels are all different 4 drawings. Speaking from current experience, I am anxious to get back into working on the comic, not so much making lighthearted jokes about how I couldn't draw for months. So for me, it's just, how do I approach this? You come back and just say, hey, I'm back. And you get back into the comic, you know? The way I look at it, you guys are here for the comic, I'm here for the comic. There might be a few of you that are parasocial and you're here for me, and then also, I guess, the comic. But I'm just here for the comic. So this comic is about how we're getting back into the comic. And I also just want to see how many times I can say the word comic. I will say, just speaking from skill point, comparing this to my future hiatus comic, just take note of the background. Again, we have that red brushed background, a very sloppy, just red explosion, high energy situation, followed by a gray void. And a gray void with a floored wall. It is a hiatus comic. It's not very important, and after this comic I posted updates for a solid 3 months and went on hiatus for 2.5 years. I didn't work on the comic. Sad times. Anyway, who wants to hear from the sponsor of this video, Squarespace? Take it away, Cartoon Sock Kasey. Hello, it's me, Cartoon Sock Kasey. Let me tell you about Squarespace. Did you know they have cutting edge design? You can get a fully customizable website in just a few steps, award-winning website templates, intuitive drag and drop editing, and all you need is no experience required. Squarespace gives you everything you need to offer services and get paid all in one place, from consultations to events and experiences. Showcase your offerings with a customizable website design to attract clients and grow your business. Did you say get paid? Yeah. And with Squarespace Payments, it's the easiest way to manage your payments in one place. Start receiving payments in just a few clicks with Klarna, ACH Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/KaseyGolden. Save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Goodbye, Sock Kasey, and it's me again, normal Kasey. I mean, Cartoon Kasey. Why did I not make a comic for my 2.5-year hiatus? I think I was in denial and just hopeful this would just be a quick art block that passed and I wouldn't need a hiatus. So much time had passed that even when I came back and started posting comics, I just started posting the comics as if I wasn't gone for 2.5 years. What had inspired me to come back was I had just done a market at the Vancouver Comics and Art Festival. I want to say it was the first time I had put my artist merit badges on a table. I think this may have been the first market I have done since before COVID. I don't do a lot of markets, but I figured the art market would be the best place to sell these. People love them. I told them about my comic and I was just feeling so inspired to get back into the comic. And oh boy, was I inspired. I came back with my longest consecutive posting streak of, I think, something like over 150 comics. I was posting 2 to 3 times a week. I even did this thing called Sketch Scout Timber where I posted every single day in September. I was proud of myself and I think I was just more willing to give myself a break this time. I had also gotten my certification in yapping because here I am yapping. But this time I realized that it was inevitable and I just needed to embrace it. Of course, I didn't enjoy not posting comics for these past 3 months. I wanted to create, my brain didn't want to. You know how that is, except you few snobs out there who were like, I don't get art block, I just push through it because I'm better than you. Hey, I'm happy for you that your life is so much better than mine. Good for you. But hey, we're back. We're making comics. A few things to note right away on this 4-year later hiatus announcement comic. Hey guys, I'm having a hiatus. It's a girl. The biggest thing that stands out to me with my process of making comics now is that I actually take the care and time into planning out my comics instead of just jumping into them. Nothing wrong with jumping into them, but I feel like for me personally, it just shows that I care more. Even for a silly hiatus comic, I plan out the dialogue, the layouts, I sketch. Apparently I yap a lot more because, oh my gosh, this is a lot of text. I don't even want to acknowledge the text. I had too much faith in myself that I was going to be productive in other ways during this art block. And don't get it twisted, I was productive in other ways. I did a lot of clay work. I was making little flower and whisker pots to sell at markets. I raised a kitten. And that's the whole point of this video, is that I feel like you shouldn't feel ashamed for taking a break and throwing in the towel. That 2.5-year hiatus that went unannounced may have been avoidable if I had just owned up to needing to take a break and admitting to myself that I don't have time for this comic right now. I'm working on not falling apart and paying my bills. There is nothing wrong with pushing yourself to do art. I just find that me personally, pushing myself results in some pretty bad art. For example, have you been watching my YouTube videos for the past few years? This comic is a passion project, and because I am my own boss and there is no rush to make it, I do want to give myself these breaks to make sure that the comic is the best that it can be. It's a passion project. I love these characters. I can't wait to print this book and share the story with you guys. And if I have to take a break to make sure that it looks and feels its best, then my gosh, I'm going to take a break. And can we talk about the glow up? Sure, it's been 4 long years. However, the way I draw myself is so cute and so much better. I glue up. both in an artistic style way and also personally. When I made my first hiatus comic, I didn't have a single piercing, no tattoos, no nothing. I was such an innocent little baby. Though a change I did not include in this comic is that I have dyed my hair for the first time and I don't love it. It's not for me. The hairdresser did great. It's just not for me. So we are pretending that my hair is still naturally brown. And for a hiatus announcement comic, I don't know, I think it's cute. I'm telling you guys, when I get burnout, whew, I can't draw. So this is like, whoa, look at me go. Remember how I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, look at all this planning and sketching I do for my comics these days. To be honest, I drew this comic because I was procrastinating something else important. So I thought, hey, this is the perfect time to work on a comic. So I did, and suddenly it really inspired me to continue working on the comic, and we're back. Well, we're almost back. I wanted to announce that I'm coming back and then build a backlog of comics so that I don't just fall into yet another art block or burnout or whatever you want to call it. I think I have a release date for the book, so I kind of need to get serious. Okay, so do you see the sketches for this comic? Pretty minimal. Like I said, I was actually working on this comic out of productive procrastination. So I wasn't even feeling like drawing. And as you can see, these sketches compared to the hiatus announcement sketch, they're pretty bad. And this is what happens when I force myself to draw something when I'm just not in the headspace. And this isn't even forcing myself. This is me avoiding another important task by doing something I shouldn't be doing or even want to do. But I want to do it more than I want to do the other important thing. So we're doing it. The very minimal sketches combined with the way I am hopping from panel to panel before even finishing anything really shows that I am not entirely feeling it, but as I sort of get into the flow, I warm up, I'm getting an idea of what I want to create, I'm actually getting inspiration. As I'm working on each panel, I'm going back and editing things and adding things. As you watch the process of this comic, I got so freaking into it, working on little details, just making little tiny things here and there that look more cool and detailed than they actually are, which makes this very simple black background look a lot more impressive. Remember the background from the first hiatus announcement comic? This is just a simple black and white gradient, and it looks so much better than that murder scene I called a background. Originally, I had planned for there to be a microphone in the spotlight. I would approach it, grab the microphone, and announce all dramatically that Sketch Scouts was coming back, and I would stand there and cry. But I don't know, I couldn't resist there just dramatically being this giant pencil there that I grabbed. As if I'm, grabbing the bulls by the horn and I'm getting back on. I'm like an art witch. I get on my pencil and fly around. As someone asked in the comments, why am I panicking? Well, if you've been watching this whole video, you've probably had the answer answered at this point, the question answered. My brain is very not consistent right now. I don't know when my brain is going to want to draw and when it's going to not want to draw for 2.5 years, so I'm approaching this enthusiastic inspiration in a very cautious way. I don't want to get my hopes too high, but I am feeling inspired. I'm excited. I'm enjoying the process. Especially at this point, you can see I am discovering bloom, a nice glow of light. Because the original idea was me holding a microphone, I was sort of thinking I would be in the spotlight, but then I started to think about what if I'm reaching into this pencil's light and just glow the heck out of my arms and pencil and my hair and just really make it dramatic. And that's just gonna be a very simple way to make a gradient black background look more epic. Add sparkles and make it glow. Look how shiny it is, you guys. Isn't it so cool and shiny? Wow. Don't look at the black background. Jokes aside, I was just really excited to get working on the actual Sketch Scout comic and not so much the announcement. I had a lot of fun creating this, don't get me wrong, but oh boy did I want to work on the comic. The inspiration is flowing. I'm gonna guzzle that down, get drunk on inspiration, watch out, burnout, here I come. And that's it. If you don't read my comic, Sketch Scouts, you should give it a try. I know comics aren't for everybody, but you should give it a try. And thanks for trying. And if you don't, then hey, at least you're watching this video. I guess thanks for that. I should leave the video. Just kidding. We're already entering the transition of this video ending and you didn't even know it. Is this too cringe? Bring on the ant. Come on, ant, come walk by. There he is. There's the ant.